Welcome back for Food for Thought Tuesdays on this Thursday. Wasn't feeling so well the last few days, so I couldn't put it out on Tuesday. But please like, comment, and subscribe. I want to touch on a little bit about being a nomad, or being homeless, sleeping in your vehicle in the same city that you have to stay in and work and stuff. There's a big difference on what I want to do is traveling and being a nomad. But I'm not there yet. And like I mentioned before, I am not full-time nomad. I do have a place to lay my head at night. So for right now, I have to stick around where I'm at. But I've had a few concerning incidents. Well, me just being in my vehicle. And it's usually when, the sun is coming down, or I am by myself secluded in a park, or, a parking lot of some sort. I put out, a video, months ago about 2 incidents at a certain park that I had. One while I was sitting, parked and reading and stuff, and the other I was walking the trail. But the last couple months I've had like 3 or 4 pretty random stuff going on, and it's alarming me a little bit, I guess. But the first incident was probably about 2.5 months ago. I was at this cute little park I found, and I'm thinking I could, do my, my yoga stretches and all that there. It was very peaceful and stuff, but it was in the cut a little bit. But anyways, I was parked there, and usually when I'm the last person there or the only person there, I park towards the entrance of it. That way, people can see me from the road. Okay. So I was sitting there reading, and this truck pulled up. This SUV pulled up with 2 young dudes in it, and they got out, opened up the back. One sat on the back of it, and the other one kind of just stood there, looking at my vehicle. And he had his hands in his pants, his sweatpants, and he, went to the front of his vehicle, and I'm kind of looking. Then he walks up, on the other side of the parking lot, but in front of my vehicle, just looking. I was getting very nervous. So I just started my vehicle and just took off. And as I drove off, he was staring at my SUV and just walked back to the truck. Me indicating you were going to do something. Okay. Another incident recently was just, I was sitting there, all the cars started pulling off or whatever. Car pulled in and parked, mind you, parking lot was empty. Pulled in about 3 spots from me. And the windows were all darkened, so I couldn't see in it at all. Whether they were girls, guys, I don't know. But they sat there with a car running, and they were not doing anything. And it was making me very nervous. Why would you park so close to me? And you could see in my vehicle in the front. So, again, up and left. There was an incident just last week. I was in a small little plaza. It has 5 or so stores in it. And I was parked there because I just came out of one of the stores. And I was parked. There's a road right here and there's trees. So I was parked right here because I was going to sit there for a tiny bit. Okay. And it was, in the evening, probably around 6:30. And, a car pulls up right behind me and backs up, leaves his lights on and stuff. There were other parking spots, but whatever. I figured he was going to the store. But I seen the passenger get out. And, of course, I'm looking to where the passenger's going, okay? And he goes on the right side, like by the bushes. Thinking, what could he possibly be doing over there? I'm thinking maybe he was taking, a piss or something. But I'm thinking the road is right there. Like when you go on the other side of that, this is the road. But I didn't really see him. So I was getting a little paranoid. What are you doing behind my vehicle? So I started my vehicle and he pops his head up. It kind of looked like he was kind of behind my vehicle. And I heard something drop. So, I pulled off and stuff. And he was just staring at my vehicle. I'm thinking, was he trying to put a tracker on my vehicle or something? Like, what was he possibly doing behind my vehicle? I was so nervous, but there's been a few really sketchy incidences lately. I don't know if they're warning signs for me. I don't know how to take this, but if anybody's ever had any problems, sleeping in their vehicle, any safety issues, people approaching them and stuff like that, let me know in the comments. Let me know what happened and how you dealt with it, and, how do you take precautions? Because I got a ways to go, before I am on the road. And I like being outdoors. I like sitting outside and stuff. So for me to be so scared I have to go inside, I don't like feeling that way. I really don't. And the thing I think that concerns me the most is what happens if I am sitting there and somebody tries to do something? What happens if my battery dies? What happens if my starter doesn't start? Like, what happens if my car does not start? In that instant, what's going to happen? That scares the heck out of me. But I just want to let you guys know, it is not easy living in your vehicle and being stuck in the same city. But I had to address it. I would like some feedback. And until next week, have a great day. Bye.